Just as in most cultures, especially in Africa, music played a considerable role in Rwanda. It was the primary means of memorization and communication of history. In fact, there are many records of songs that help reconstruct the history of Rwanda to back the beginning of the 11th century. Music also helped generation communicate values to other generations. In ancient songs, for example, there were instructions for men on how to behave at war, for women on how to take care of the house, and for young people on how valuable it was to stay virtuous. Appreciation of music was different in Rwanda. A low, deep, and round voice was more appreciated than higher notes. Kuvumera is the sound that a singer makes imitating the sound of a cow bellowing softly. That's because a cow had an important image in the Rwandan culture. It was a sign of wealth.
Kuwabonyega murengezi Yesu yumwana w'ampangu.
Music instruments in Rwanda were mainly made of wood and animal skin. Inanga is the same as a throat zither. The strings of inanga are made from natural fibers. Back in the day, they used to be made of animal guts. The inanga is usually played solo, and the performer sings his own songs about historical events, personal experiences, or everyday incidents.
Mwana wa mama izana inzoga nzana iyindi mwana wa mama tuziture macari wa rubuzacyo rwose muziguhura nzamusaba inka azayimva ndabezega mwana wa mama
Ingoma, drums, were and still are central to the Rwandan music. Drums give a beat to dances. Most importantly, drums inspire authority. In fact, the term Ingoma in Kinyarwanda means both drum and throne. Drums are sometimes played alone, and such a show is just spectacular. Iningiri is the equivalent of a violin with one string. It is more popular because it is easier to make and play than inanga is. In the following excerpt, a group from the northern province dance to Iningiri. They sing of peace and reconciliation. There are many other musical instruments. These include umuduri, umwirongi, ikondera, and ikembe. Records of these instruments are rare to find on the web. but they are still played in some regions of the country. Rwanda is not an exception to most African countries. Just like everyone else, Rwandan music is constantly influenced by the Western world. Back in the 80s, a very famous orchestra in Rwanda called Impala had a set of drums, saxophones, guitars, and pianos. Their music in the 80s mirrored European and Latin American bands in many ways. Here's one of their most famous songs, Anita.
Anita mukundwa, Anita wantwaye roho, buri gihe turi kumwe, nibuka wa munsi wa mbere tukimenyana, umunsi Imana iduhuza imitima shushu.
Today, Rwandan music has two aspects. The traditional music that is less popular and is played in traditional and ceremonial events, and the current Rwandan music that is played on radios and imitates the Western pop culture. Here are Mehdi, the band, and Kate singing Ndui Kigali, I Am From Kigali, one of the best hits last year. In this video, we went through some of the musical instruments used to produce Rwandan music. We also discussed about the role the music played in Rwanda's everyday life. We hopefully got to appreciate this traditional and rich culture. Given that music is part of a country's identity, one can only hope that Rwanda will not lose its own in the midst of adapting to others' changes. My name is Diana Wachu, and I'm a student at Oklahoma Christian University. Thank you.